You know, guys, you know, the kingdoms of ruins. The kingdoms of ruins. You know, you know I find this show kind of disturbing at times. Good in ways. With the blood, the witches versus humans, the magic versus science, with a sprinkle of revenge that Adonis, our boy, our beloved MC, is going through, killing off humans one block at a time. And it was so boring. Not boring as, oh, this is so boring. Boring like, okay, killing humans is more fun, but also killing witches. Now he's facing the biggest battle of all, Yamato. And Yamato is no laughing matter. But again, the battle between Yamato versus Adonis was straight local. It is straight local to a point that it may not be the best fight compared to Jujutsu Kaisen did this week's episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, which, by the way, that was a badass fight. But this was so good that there was more answers than one. There was a lot of answers to this than anything is possible. And like this, we got it. The Kingdoms of Ruin put us into a loop where the plot has now changed. And the Kingdom of Ruin, the plot has changed dramatically. Which leaves me guessing I'm not surprised. Normally I'll be hyped, but this was so good. So, here's my review of the Kingdoms of Ruins. Now, we're on episode 6, and Doroka's ability, we found out her ability is controlling controlling with her love magic. Now, it only affects the men, not the women. So, to me, that is the most brolic ability that Doroka has. I think, looking back on all the witches we have seen, Doroka's magic is a straight badass, just trying to control all guys. And it's like having a harem. Well, a reverse harem. But Adonis is all revenge, and Doroka is trying to keep the peace. She doesn't want to use her power for evil. She wants to use the power of kindness in her way, telling people, stop killing people. 10 years has passed and you're still killing witches, so what's the point of going on this war if we keep killing and killing and killing and killing and killing? What's the point? It ain't gonna solve nothing. You kill more witches, then humans are gonna kill more humans. Like, what was the point of this whole, after this is done, what's the point? But then Yamato beating the shit out of Doroka, legit beating the hell out of her. He's so stuck in the head, his conscience saying beat her up, and he beat the shit out of Doroka. I mean, left her, Doroka how many times have Doroka's been shot, hurt? She's been, oh my god, there's gonna be a lot of Doroka's gonna be like a punching bag throughout this entire season. I feel like she's gonna be an entire punching bag. I mean, she's been taken down a lot, she's been shot, and now died, and then now this. I'm like, is she gonna die not once but twice, maybe 3 times? Is she gonna, again, you're gonna beat her up like a punching bag, if you know what I mean. Now, all she wants to do is to end peace. And then the meme, Yamato's death. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It was funny. It was so effing funny. Doroka had Yamato in the clutches, trying to forgive, trying to say I'm sorry, that kind of thing. And as soon as it sword right in the head and cut it off like Adonis, yo. His death is without a doubt the mean death. I mean, literally. And Yamato's dead, dead. I mean, Yamato, you're funny. I mean, it was great killing the witches, but it was funny how you died. Now, I Doroka, here's the thing. From this standpoint, it's like, whose side are you with? Are you with Team Adonis or Team Doroka? Because Adonis wants to kill witches now. He wants to kill witches. He doesn't want to kill, he wants to kill humans, but he wants to kill witches. So now the whole plot has changed dramatically. Now, the king. You know, I love how the queen all this time has been controlling the queen. Well, we know her name is Dorotha. Dorotha. So now Dorotha and Doroka, they kind of like the mother-daughter, kind of a twist. I mean, I won't be surprised if they're sisters or mother-daughter, but she has the same magic as Doroka, and she killed the king. Now, again, it's not surprising that the queen, the way how she looks 10 years ago, is still the same. I'm not surprised by that. But she killed the king. Now, here's where I find this kind of, like, not obvious, but it's more like, why? Like, from the first episode I've watched, from the very, very first episode, when the king killed Chloe, I thought that Adonis was going to kill him. I really want that guy to kill the guy, but also suffer for what the person did. But I didn't see that. And Adonis, in my defense, I'm like, yes, he's dead, but I want Adonis to kill him or make him suffer. But we didn't get that. So we know the truth that Dorotha's love spell magic only controls men, which allows her to kill mostly every guy that she wants. Like, she wants to rule the world too. I don't know how it's gonna work with her magic. I think her magic is gonna be like, once she put on the screen, she's gonna control all guys. Now, fast forward, Adonis' sake, I love this guy so much that he ripped off Yamato's face like some Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by the way. The leatherfaceness. Took off the face and then put it on Yamato, and then used Yamato's face as a transmitted, like, oh yeah, we killed all the witches. Even the scientists know that was a fake. I'm like, but again, the way how it was Adonis, he was not playing. And then, again, with another cliffhanger, they transported them to make sure they into the real world, so they start killing. But now that the kingdom is now ruined, the trees is burned, no more reviving witches, all the witches dead in that pool of blood, and as well as human blood, and the entire field is set in stone. Adonis and Doroka, you could say their relationship, it may last if Doroka doesn't be treated like a punching bag. And Adonis better keep his freaking cool, because Doroka is with you right now. So please try not to do nothing stupid. You're going off this revenge tour right now, killing humans and killing witches. You're on this revenge tour. And let's see how long you last, which I'm pretty sure you'll probably last longer than anybody else. But again, this was kind of a loop. This episode was kind of a loop. Normally I get all hype about this episode with everything that transpired. I mean, with Adonis going one-arm berserk mode and start killing everybody left. And the fact that we found out the truth about Doroka's not backstory, but more like her love spell magic can do that to control men. And Dorotha being revealing of the queen was actually a witch the entire time. Just watching from the sidelines of this. And I think this gonna leave us questions. Like, for example, Doroka and Doroka. Like, Doroka and Dorotha. Like, the D&D. Like, they have this power. And who's more powerful to use it? Is Doroka going to use it for good? This is the battle between two witches. One witch, the queen, Dorotha, is doing it for evil. Doroka is using her magic for good. So it's kind of like, okay, the battle between witches and humans are no longer in effect. Are in effect. But the main thing is like good and evil right now. This is about good versus evil of during the witch battle. So let's see where this goes. Now, the king is dead. I'm happy. I don't give a shit. I'm happy. But for him to commit suicide just laying down like this on the balcony, on the tower, and just falls down, great, by the way, if only Adonis was there and just watch. Or if he could have just made him suffer. That's the biggest drawback. Now, I hope we get to Doroka's backstory. I really want to know her backstory as to why, like how she get her magic, and her backstory is gonna be we all know her backstory. Her backstory could be somewhat towards Doroka, and see how that is. It could be a mother-daughter thing, which I'm taking a guess on that one. But still, the best thing I've seen was Yamato's death. And Yamato's death till this day is still funny to watch. Go watch Kingdom of Ruin. And again, with another cliffhanger happen, with all the shooting, we already know what's going to happen. So, yeah, another cliffhanger, another letdown. We'll see. So, I look forward for next week's episode, The Kingdoms of Ruin. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to talk about it because of Anime NYC this weekend. So, I look forward to it as much as you guys. So, stay tuned for next week if possible.